It seems that the Grim Reaper doesn't discriminate, and we will encounter a brief brush with death at least once in our lives, and it doesn't matter whether we are famous or unknown. Here are 10 celebs you won't believe almost died. Ryan Reynolds. When Ryan Reynolds was just 17 years old, he had a brush with death that has stuck with him even to this day. Reynolds was skydiving and his primary parachute failed. As he was free-falling closer to Earth, he said he was almost terrified to pull the cord of the backup parachute because if that too failed, he was a dead man. Luckily, he was able to pull himself together and yank the cord of the backup chute, which worked. Reynolds swore off skydiving after his instructor died following the near-death incident. Michael J. Fox. In Back to the Future 3, there was a scene where Michael J. Fox had to look like he was dying by being hanged. Initially, he was standing on a box during shooting, but the performance wasn't convincing enough. So Fox tried again without the box, but miscalculated on how long it would take to shoot his moment in the scene. He ended up passing out from the lack of oxygen for about 30 seconds until the crew realized what was happening. Halle Berry. While filming a romantic scene with Pierce Brosnan for the James Bond movie Die Another Day, there was a scene where Brosnan was feeding Berry a piece of fruit. Apparently, she didn't chew her food very well because she started to choke. However, the cast and production crew didn't notice until it was nearly too late. Thankfully, Brosnan performed the Heimlich maneuver and was able to save the actress's life. Apparently, she choked because she got caught up in the moment. George Clooney. While filming a torture scene for the movie Syriana, George Clooney fell and cracked his head open. But instead of just bleeding, he was also leaking spinal fluid, which put his health at great risk, nearly killing him. Even though he recovered, Clooney's state of mind permanently changed, with thoughts of suicide as well as being plagued with regular migraines. Charlize Theron. While filming the movie Aeon Flux, Charlize Theron attempted to do a back handspring when she landed wrong and broke her neck. The injury, if it didn't kill her, could have caused her to be a quadriplegic for the rest of her life. She spent 5 days in the hospital where it was discovered that she also had a herniated disc in her vertebrae. Theron was determined to not let the injury take her out for the rest of filming, and she was back 6 weeks later. Ozzy Osbourne. In 2003, singer Ozzy Osbourne apparently died twice and then slipped into a coma for 8 days after he got into an accident while riding his all-terrain vehicle without a helmet. He was riding the ATV on his estate when the 600-pound vehicle flipped and landed on top of him, breaking numerous bones and nearly crushing him to death. Luckily, his bodyguard, Sam Rustin, was able to perform CPR and keep Ozzy alive until medical help intervened. Anne Hathaway. While she was vacationing in Hawaii with her husband, Adam Schulman, Anne Hathaway decided to go for a swim in the ocean. She apparently went out too far because she was then caught in a riptide. Hathaway screamed for help and an unknown surfer went out to save her, risking his own life. Luckily, Hathaway managed to survive, and the identity of her surfer hero still remains unknown, but many people are grateful for his heroism. Gerard Butler. While filming the movie Chasing Mavericks, Gerard Butler was cast as a surfer, so he had to surf a few times throughout production. During one of the surfing takes, Butler wiped out and went underwater for longer than anyone should be. While underwater, Butler said that he was extremely afraid and he was witnessing flashbacks of his life. Luckily, Butler survived the incident and continued filming, but he learned a very valuable lesson in appreciating the skills of others. Just because he was fit, it didn't mean that he automatically had the skills of a surfer. Joaquin Phoenix. In 2006, actor Joaquin Phoenix was driving along a winding road in Los Angeles when his vehicle had brake failure. This resulted in Phoenix losing control and overturning his car. Lucky for the actor, German director Werner Herzog was following behind and saw the accident. Herzog ran to the vehicle and saw Phoenix was still strapped in, with a cigarette hanging from his mouth and trying to find his lighter. Herzog stopped the cigarette lighting as well as aided Phoenix until help arrived. Then, according to Phoenix, Herzog disappeared and didn't stick around long enough to be thanked. Jaimie Alexander. Jaimie Alexander has had a few brushes with death. She was once on a commercial plane that almost crashed. Also, while filming Thor: The Dark World, Alexander was running down a metal staircase at 5 in the morning, so it was dark as well as raining. She ended up slipping and taking a really bad fall that could have easily killed her. Alexander ended up with a displaced disc in her spine, chipped 11 vertebrae, dislocated her left shoulder, and tore her left side's rhomboid. We are so grateful that these celebrities are still with us. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more incredible videos daily. Thanks for watching.